everyone, welcome back to this Rita Berman page that we have been doing with all the lovely hot air balloons. Now we have done this couple in the last video. If you haven't seen that one, go back at the end of this one and take a look. You don't need to do it first because we're going to be doing two completely unrelated balloons, so you can easily catch up later. I'm just going to come in a little bit closer, and this is the balloon that I'm going to concentrate on first. Excuse me. Now we've done a blue and yellow one, you can just about see in the pink and blue. So we're going to avoid blue on this one because we're doing quite a bit of blue. And I was thinking maybe some greens. We haven't done many greens. We haven't done any greens at all, so I'm going to grab the greens. Now there are 3 greens in the set. I'm just going to give this one a sharpen. So I'm going to start with the darkest one, which is called Basil, and I'm going to do some of the sort of just the bits I think should be darker really. I quite like the sort of lines like this to be darker, and what I'm going to do is build up that colour on the edge and reduce it towards the middle in a very similar way to how we did the other balloons. And it helps to add to the shape of the balloons as well. So I hope everyone's doing well today. I'm not sure what day of the week this video is going to be going out on, so I don't know whether it's Monday or hump day or weekend day. It's probably not Monday, to be honest, because that would be a planner page, wouldn't it? But anyway, I hope you're all good. And I hope you're all colouring, or if you can. I know some people can do these bits, and I'm going to make them darker at the top and the bottom. I know some people listen to sort of videos in bed and things like that and don't actually colour along, do their own colouring another time. That's okay. Just hope you do a bit of colouring. I did have someone comment the other, probably a few weeks ago, observing that some people watch a lot of videos and don't colour themselves. Yeah, I can see that, and I know some people can't colour for one reason or another at a specific time, so they watch videos just to sort of keep them going while they until they can. But I do think you do need to be careful to make sure you do take some time to make sure you do colour as well, or do something art and crafty, you know, even if you sort of can't colour for some reason or another. I know some people get trouble with hands or arms, or they haven't got space for some reason, or they just haven't got the time to get everything out. But even if you're taking a few photos, something like that, some inspiration photos for your colouring or art, or out in nature, or doing some knitting or crochet or other types of, I'm trying to think of other types of art and craft. I'm not really getting very far. Okay, we're going to mix it up because our 3 greens are all quite different, but I don't think that matters. Ooh. So I'm going to move to the foliage, which is sort of an olivey type green. You'll see. Where are we going to go? We'll do this bit. I'm going to sort of ignore that crosshatch and just colour. It's quite complex to try and think about doing each of those little pieces in a different colour. So I'm just letting it show through, which I think is quite a pretty way of doing it anyway. I really like this shade of green. Yeah, my husband's got the day off tomorrow. It's still June recording this, so going back a little bit, but we're going to the tip. It's really exciting. I said to my children, you know, we've got a lovely date going to the rubbish tip, but there's a lot of stuff we need to get rid of from the kitchen and just general. I think I'm going to go all background in this, so here as well, just general rubbish that's been accumulating, which we can't put in our normal bin. So like a broken chair, What else is there? Sort of old computers and monitors and things that have broken down or are just not very good anymore. Different things like that. Electrical equipment, a broken coffee machine. We've got a few kitchen electricals that are broken because we get a very high amount of lime scale. I hope you can see what I'm doing while I'm chattering. I'm just making it a bit darker on the edges of the balloon and lighter to the middle, just the same as I did here. It's just a matter of putting more layers down on the edges. But yeah, because our lime scale levels are so high, such a hard water area, appliances break down quite easily. So we're actually going to get a water softener and filter put in as part of our kitchen renovation. I've got a meeting next week actually with the company that do that, so that's fun. And I'll be choosing what we want done and talking to them about what they need in the kitchen with regards to electrics, sorry, not electronics, isn't quite the right word, so that I can get that all sorted out for them with my electrician, who I'm supposed to be seeing this week apparently, but he hasn't called me. But anyway, I'm getting there. I think that's enough of that one. It's really pretty. I don't know if you like that shade of green, but for me it's a really lovely one. And we shall use the other shade for the rest. This is the grass green. Now I know I did all these dark, but I'm putting a little bit of this at the top. I don't know why. Partly because I forgot to do it, and then I just thought maybe it'd be different and nice. Oops, I'll try and hold the book still while I go. So yeah, I've got an exciting date. What I used to do for my husband, he hates going to the rubbish tip. He's a little happier this time because we have to make an appointment nowadays, and so it means that it's not so busy. Because we've been there before and had to queue. Someone hit our car when we were there once, and he just remembers that every time he thinks about going. It stresses him. I mean, the chance of it happening again is so small, and it didn't even just scratch the car a tiniest bit, and the car was already, anyway, doesn't matter. It was traumatic for him, let's say. I'm doing these in the green. Now we've got these little swags. I'm going to do those in this colour too. I'm going to try and do them a little darker at the top, but I don't think it's going to quite work. So we've got to fill the car up, and then and I forgot that one of my sons is home in the morning, but he's going to be doing some studying, I think, so he won't mind being left for a little bit of time. He's getting used to it. I think now he's 17. He needs to get used to it. My other son, I haven't left him yet, and I really need to, but they're the same age. I'm going to use the burnt sienna to start the basket. They're the same age, but he's my one son is fine. The other one, he's had a couple of seizures, and it makes me really scared to leave him on his own. And we're not supposed to, really. We were always told not to, but he hasn't had one for natural brown about 18 months. But even so, it still plays on my mind, and I'm a bit worried about. I need to start doing it. I mean, he walks up to the bus stop on his own, and goes to college on his own when his brother's at home. And I don't worry there because he's in a public space, and I assume that if anything happened, someone would help. You hope. He's not supposed to cross roads on his own, but the road he crosses to the bus stop is a very busy road with a pedestrian crossing. So he uses the crossing. So I think if any, it's obviously dangerous if he has a seizure near a road and hurts himself. But if he's standing at the crossing and there's lots of cars, I'm just hoping that if anything happened, people would stop and help. You just have to hope, don't you, sometimes? I've got to let him I've got to start letting go a little bit, but it's really, really hard. So I need to start sort of just popping out when he's at home alone, and because he'll never get used to it. Now on the other balloons, we did a little bit of metallic pen to add some details. So I'm going to do that on this one as well. I'm going to choose the green, funnily enough. So I had this nice green one. I'll give you the code number again because I did that for the others. It is number 526. And I'm just going to do a little bit in the middle of each of these. And it's really just I don't know if it's necessary, but it's fun. I've got the pens. I'm going to use them and have fun with them. That's why I wanted them. And just sometimes some little details can make a big difference. I don't know if it makes that much difference on these. Oh, I think I'll put some here. Pop, 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 pop. There we go. So I don't know whether it makes a huge difference, but okay. So the next balloon is quite big, isn't it? I'm going to do in reds and oranges and yellows. I thought it'd be really bright. Let's go for something bright. So I'm starting with the scarlet and thinking about where I'm going to put the darker details. I think I'm going to do the sort of main background area in a lighter colour and do the sort of red as sort of highlights, a bit like I did with this one with the green. So I'm going to start with here. Now this is quite an orangey red, which was the idea, because it's going to be going with the oranges and yellows and things. We've got quite a lot of different oranges and yellows. I'm using some of those for the baskets and things as well. Oh, sorry, I've got an itchy wrist. There we go. So I'm going to do this line. I might do these other bits too. I have a think. But yes, I think, you know, when something's happened to your child, I mean, the seizures he had were all at home, and I'm going to make them a bit lighter to the top. And so I was here, and it was fine. The first one was really frightening. The second one less so, because I knew what to expect and what to do, and it was okay. He did have a headphone cable around his neck the second time, but not dangerously. But and the second time was very quick. It didn't last very long, but it still makes you really worry that when you come home, what you're going to find. Yeah. So yeah, I need to do it because he has been absolutely fine. But yeah, it's a scary, scary thing. So anyone who's had a child that's gone through that or is liable to sort of unexpected sort of illness or incidents will hopefully understand how difficult it can be. So and I don't know. It's something I need to just deal with in my own head, I think. But I need to talk to him as well and ask him if he feels happy if I went out and left him, because if he doesn't, then I won't do it. You know. I'm just trying to work out what's... Oh, I've done that one wrong. It should be there, shouldn't it? Hold on. Let's just erase that one back. I'm going to make that one orange anyway, so if the paper's stained slightly, it won't hurt. I'm not going to worry. Like that. Oops. And then I need to work out... that one would be dark as well. That's it. Okay. Now we're going to go for our orange. I think, yes, it's called Flame. So you could use any set of pencils for yours. You don't have to use the Chromaflow. Just a red, an orange, a yellow, whatever it is, you know, it's it works fine. If you have them, the Chromaflow, you probably enjoy colouring along, but you don't have to use the same brand. I know sometimes with confidence you can feel like it's easier if you do have the same brand, and I can understand that. I actually also used to think if I had the same brand as the colourists that I thought were amazing, I would be amazing. No, it didn't work like that. I bought myself, I'm going to put this bit as orange. My husband actually bought me a set of 36 polychromos, and I suddenly thought I would be an amazing artist, but what I didn't account for, these dots I'm going to do in my metallic pen, so I'm not going to worry about colouring over them in random colours. So that one's going to be orange, the others will be whatever this background is, and then I'll go over them. If you're not doing your pens, then you might want to think about what colour to do those. I think there's going to be too much yellow if I just leave that now as yellow, although I could do several shades. Yeah, let's do several shades of yellow. So we've got our amber gold, which we'll do first. But yeah, so I thought I would just become amazing. And I didn't allow for the fact that, one, when you get a new set of pencils, you need to practice first to use them, because you just can't, they're just not the same as the ones you had before. But also, that person that you admire and think is amazing has probably had a lot more practice than you, not only at using that specific set of pencils, but just generally. And so you're not going to just immediately be like them. And I learnt that lesson now. So, what I also have learnt along the way is that practice really helps. Just a little bit each day can help, but also watching videos, things like that, you know, you can pick up little tips and tricks which can be helpful. Now I feel like I need some more either there or there. I know I do it here. We do the centres of both in the same. I don't know if it'll look a bit odd or if it'll work. I can't work it out. We'll have a go and see. And then you can look at it and decide how you want to do it. Okay. Now down here, I'm not sure whether that's fabric or not. And with these, I think I'm going to do this bit is fabric and this bit is not. So what I'm doing on all of the balloon is dark on the edges, less towards the middle. It's a little trickier I find with yellows, but and our last is the sun yellow. So I'm going to fill in all these gaps, and I am going to try, fade it a little bit towards the middle. Now Derwent pencils do leave behind quite a lot of white in the background. They don't go down really smoothly. So you can either layer them up and just keep adding layers, leave the white, which is what I have done, or use their blending pencil. The Derwent blending pencil works brilliantly with the Derwent pencils, which is what you would expect, or they do a Derwent blending pen as well. Then you can eliminate this sort of white paper look if you dislike it. Me, I don't dislike it, so it's fine. Now I'm wondering what colour to go on these. I've got a yellow, but I think it might be too pale. I'm just going to try them out on my scrap paper. And then bring it into the light so you can see. So try out these two. This one is really quite gold, and that one is very yellow. So I'm going to use the golder one because the yellow isn't going to stand out on the yellow, but this will, because it colours a bit. They're very, very wet, the Sakura. I like that. but you do have to be a bit careful. You don't really need to. See, I've got the technique where I sort of work the pen a bit, and I don't think you really need to do it because they're so wet. I could probably just dot it, yeah. But that's the technique I use because I didn't use that one because of using Posca's, and no, Castle Art gel pens need a little bit more help. Now these swags I'm going to do in orange and red, I think. So I'm going to grab the scarlet and to give it a sharpen. I'm going to do them in the reverse way that I did the loops at the top here. So more layers near the top rim of the basket, and then this down. Hopefully it will fade. But the fitters, when I saw them the other day, sort of said that the kitchen will probably start in, I'm trying to decide whether to do the rim in red, and I'm going to. We'll probably start at least by the beginning of August, but I know the lead time on the cabinets is 6 weeks from when we sign the contract, and we're not haven't done that yet. But of course, flame, there will be work to do before the cabinets go in. Obviously I've got to take the old ones out and do the floor first, because the floor needs levelling, and put in a new boiler, I think. Oops. So those jobs can go first. Now, I want to make this basket look different to this basket. We've made them all look a little bit different, which I think is fun. I'm going to use the Golden Sun colour, which is a shade of yellowy brown that I didn't use yet, but I'm going to make it look quite dark. I know it's light at the minute. I'm just using this as a sort of base because it's nice and warm. To tone in with the yellows and oranges, but we'll add a dark colour on top. But I won't use the brown that I used for that one. I used the raisin. But I used a similar technique, so a bit darker here. Gosh, it's quite red. I just heard, I don't know if you heard the train horn. I've explained before, we have a crossing, a level crossing near our house. It's just a pedestrian one, but they have to sound their horn just in case anyone's about to cross over the line. And we also had a letter recently to warn us that there's going to be more trains coming by for a little while. So you see I've done it a bit darker on the edge. Just layer it up, and here. Yeah, there's going to be more trains because they've shut a bit of the line for some repair. Just going to tidy that up a little bit. And you might want to do some shadow under the swags as well. I'm not going to make it overly complicated. I'm just going to leave it there. So that is those two balloons. I'm going to leave the video there. I'm going to do another balloon and the leaves, and then do the clouds on another day. I think we'll just spread it out a little bit. We've already done 23 minutes today, so we don't need to take too long. It's just a little bit, and then tomorrow you can come back for the next instalment. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun. I hope you did as well. Thank you for joining me, and have a lovely, lovely day. Oh, it's the cutest little bird in the tree. Oh, flapping and flapping its little wings. It's so sweet. I don't know what it is. It's sort of silhouetted because of the sun. I can't tell. Sorry, I'm very distracted. Oh, I've just seen what it is. It's a little great tit. Oh, have a lovely day and happy colouring.